going on. I sent you a text message, Trisha, and I didn't get a response, and I'm not happy.
Thank you. Cassie, any other comments?
Yes, that is all the public comments.
Would you please call the vote?
Yes, that is all the public comments.
Will you please call the vote?
Trustee Couch,
Yes.
Trustee Calvi,
Yes.
Trustee Johnson,
Yes.
Trustee Calvi, Trustee Ekwerekwu, Trustee Johnson, Trustee Ekwerekwu, Trustee Brown,
Yes.
Trustee Lamb,
Aye.
Trustee Brown, Trustee Lamb, Berry,
Trustee Barry votes yes.
Trustee Arnold,
Yes.
Trustee Barry,
Trustee Barry votes yes.
Trustee Arnold.
Yes.
Yes.
Clear the vote. If everyone's voted, you actually could, guess you could.
The chair votes yes as well. Motion approved. Item number 2. Call for a motion.
And Chair.
I move we approve the invoices and claims.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr.
I have
Couch.
some
Mr. Coffey?
questions.
Yes, Trustee Ekwerekwu.
Thank you, Chair Evers. Greg, I saw in here that we purchased 200 new shower curtains. I just want to know, are those fully up and running and operable for people to now take showers?
Yes, they are.
Okay, and then has this been something that has improved the shower schedule, or are we still at a shortage with that due to staffing?
Our shower schedule has continued to improve. I'm not sure at what point in time would you like to talk? I mean, has improved since when?
Since people have not been getting showers on a regular basis, anytime. Since you purchased the 200 curtains, maybe?
Yeah, the curtains were really purchased more as a sanitation issue. It probably has made, now that you mentioned it, it probably has made more showers available. But I really haven't done the analysis to see really how many more showers have been provided since the curtains. But I can check further into that. Would be happy to do that.
Okay. And then I saw that we're paying for internet and local hotspots for medical by the provider FirstNet. And I remember that Turnkey was telling us that they were struggling to get internet on every floor. Has this local hotspot purchase helped them now get internet better on every floor?
Yeah, I'll have to check with Kevin to find out if that's really helped medical hotspots or not. I'll have to check with them, but I will get back with you on that as well.
Okay, and then the Orkin schedule, I see that they've come in a lot per our budgeting, per this invoice listing. I guess is what they're doing not working? Because I continue to have clients complaining about the bed bugs. Do we need to go with a different provider?
The bulk of the Orkin contract is really for pest control, in addition to the bed bugs. We do a lot of the bed bug treatment ourselves. We buy the same chemical that Orkin was using. Their application, the cost of them applying the chemical was very, very expensive. And again, we started buying our own chemical, and that way we would have it on hand and we could do it immediately. So as soon as we get a complaint or as soon as we find an area that's infected with bed bugs, we can go apply that chemical at that moment. And again, the Orkin contract had some limitations on that. The timeliness, we get the report and then you contact Orkin would come out, do the application. Really, there was some time delays with that as well. So we've had better success now that we've started buying the chemical ourselves and having it on hand and can apply it, more expeditiously.
Okay, I mean, and that makes sense, but then Orkin, whatever they're doing for the roaches and other pests must not be working, because I hear complaints about that too. So my question is, do we feel that Orkin is adequate, or should we be considering another provider?
Yeah, I think market improvements since we started this with Orkin. Orkin has done us a very good job, and I think we have made leaps and bounds in really the control of roaches and pests for sure. And we do get complaints, but I think we're making good progress with that. I'm not sure we're ever going to eliminate every complaint.
Okay. I mean, I saw them myself. I saw the roaches myself when I was there, so I'm not sure that it's a complaint system more than just, a very huge problem that's never been solved. But anyway, thank you. That's all my questions.
Yeah, and I can look for another vendor. I can keep a commercial vendor, but I can certainly look at other vendors or talk to Orkin about increasing those services or stepping that up some. Absolutely.
Greg, I have a question regarding this. When an individual calls and complains, or says that they're a detainee related to them in any way, or a detainee complains of bed bugs, what is the protocol you do when we know of those individuals?
Yeah, we immediately go investigate that complaint or investigate the area that's under complaint, and we treat it with the chemical. Again, we buy the exact same chemical that Orkin was using, or that Orkin uses. It does not take a license. The application does not take any kind of license. So we would look at that particular area, and most generally, we treat that area. If we find bed bugs or signs of bed bugs or anything that resembles a bed bug, then we will treat that area, as well as like if it's in a cell, we'll treat the cell, and then we'll treat the cell on both sides of that particular one, knowing that sometimes the bugs will run from the chemical.
Any other questions regarding?
We change all their linens, we change all their clothes. We pull that mattress out, and if it's got any kind of tears or any kind of openings in it, then certainly we would treat that. So again, we treat that. We pull all the belongings, all the clothing, cells, linens, mattresses, blankets, all of that out of that cell, bag it up in an airtight container, treat the cell and the adjacent. Do the same thing on the adjacent cells.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments for the invoices and claims? Hearing none. Cassie, would you please call any public comment that may have signed up?
Yes, we have Adriana Laws.
Unable to hear that. Please call the next one, and if we're able to connect with Adriana Laws, we will. Please call the next one.
I'm going to advise you again that you're presently breaching Oklahoma Open Meetings Act. Christopher Johnson is in the waiting room. He's sitting right next to me, has not been able to get into the meeting. If you're going to go virtual, do it in compliance with the law. This is absurd. And it is so fracturing to any trust we've built that you're jeopardizing and subterfuge the public's ability to speak. The jail is in crisis, and you're undermining our ability to speak continuously. This is ridiculous. Now let the people in who are waiting in the meeting room. If you're going to change the meeting, at least let us in and anticipate litigation from this.
Cassie, any others? If not, please call the roll. Call vote.
Yes. Trustee Couch,
Yes.
trustee Calvi,
Yes.
Sheriff Johnson,
Yes.
trustee Equerequa,
Yes.
trustee Brown,
Yes.
trustee Lamb,
Aye.
trustee Barry,
Yes.
trustee Arnall,
Yes.
and chairwoman Everest.
Yes. Motion declare approved. Item number 3, call for a motion to approve.
I have some questions on this one too, Chair Everest.
Please, go ahead, trustee.
I just want to know, generally speaking, Mr. John Michael Williams, I recognize that this is an MOU, and I just want to know, number one, if you are agreeable to it and think that it's sound, and then number two, is there going to be a separate contract for the pricing for the services of the county clerk? I'm not sure I saw that in the MOU, but I could have overlooked it.
The answer to the first question is yes, I approve. And the answer to the second question is pricing is included on page, page 4. 1,000, it's $1,800 per month. Item 13 on page 4.
I see it now. Thank you.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Barry. Is there a second? Thank you, Mr. Calvi. Other comments and questions? Hearing none, Cassie, please call any public comment that has asked to speak, and then subsequently we'll call the vote.
Adriana Laws, Jess Eddy,
As you can see, this is my friend's cell phone. He has been stuck in the waiting room to this meeting for 20 minutes. That is against the law. You're excluding members of the public from participating in a public meeting after you changed it within 24 hours. I Googled the agenda this morning on the Oklahoma County Government's meeting website, and the stipulation said it was in person. What are you doing? How are we supposed to trust you to keep people who are charged of crimes when you're committing crimes? You're breaking the damn law. It's a misdemeanor.
Cassie, please call the vote.
trustee Couch,
Yes.
trustee Calvi,
Aye.
Sheriff Johnson,
Yes.
trustee Equerequa,
Yes.
trustee Brown,
Yes.
trustee Lamb,
Aye.
trustee Barry,
Yes.
trustee Arnall,
Yes.
chairwoman Everest.
Aye. Motion is approved and carried forward. Well,
You need to, say you need to consult with me for, you're gonna go mute.
I'm gonna go mute. I have a consultation question about the public being able to hear. Please hold. Cassie, I've received word that the public is not able to hear this meeting. Can you confirm if it is available on the YouTube or otherwise?
Chair, this is Walter. There may be a technical issue with the YouTube stream right now. We are recording the WebEx session for upload later to YouTube.
Thank you. Mr. Williams?
Okay, well, until that technical problem is resolved, we need to recess this meeting.
Walter, did you hear that?
I did. I don't know that it can be fixed immediately, though. Sorry to report.
Now y'all care about the rules.
Okay, Walter, please tell us what the problem is.
During this last week, we had some audio video components switched out of our system, and it has not been fully configured to resume as we once had it. We expect that to be done tomorrow.
Why didn't you hold the meeting in person as originally scheduled?
And if y'all knew y'all were gonna have technical difficulties, why have y'all still not let in the people in the waiting room? Tasneem Al Michael is still sitting in.
Well, let me ask that question, Walter. Walter, tell me about letting people in from the waiting room into the meeting.
The reason for that is that we only received signups from a total of 3 or 4 people. Not everybody else is in the lobby.
Okay.
That doesn't mean they shouldn't have access to the meeting. Crickets.
Marty Piercy hasn't been let in. Marty Piercy, a journalist that covers every meeting, hasn't been let in. This is against the law. You're all guilty of a misdemeanor. Well, the chair is.
Madam Chair, I am concerned about the legality of this meeting and ask that we consider
WebEx channel. Yeah.
we consider canceling this meeting and coming back when things can be resolved.
Okay, Walter, I didn't hear that. I was.
Hold on, Mr. Berry's asked that we have a legality question regarding this meeting, and we should cancel, we should postpone the meeting until, what did you say, Mr. Berry?
If the
I
problem,
didn't realize the technical issues going on, so we do have a situation. Mr. Berry?
if the problems cannot be corrected today, postponement would be fine, but if they can't be corrected today, then I think we should cancel this meeting until we can make the right arrangements for the public to hear what's going on. In addition to making sure that we've posted that the assembly room at the county was not available for this meeting and that they would have to go attend virtually.
If we cannot resolve these problems, this meeting cannot go on. Trustee Berry, I agree. Now, I want to ask Walter a question. Is it possible for members of the public to join via WebEx?
Yes, if you open the meeting and let them in, there are people.
Walter?
Yes.
So I mean, let me walk through something. I'm looking at the cover page of the agenda. And at the bottom, the only way it says to get on is via WebEx. Is WebEx working?
Everybody's in the waiting room on WebEx, John Michael.
Thanks for showing us your ability to have a third grade reading level and being able to. It's on the front of the agenda. Maybe you should put out a link if you're not going to admit people with it.
Yeah, I'm talking about something else right now. And what I'm focusing on is the instructions say WebEx. Now, there's a YouTube channel that.
Nobody's talking about YouTube.
We're talking about the WebEx.
Walter, can we not just let everyone in, not just those who've signed up?
We can do that, yes.
What the fuck, man?
Miraculously.
What the fuck? He's just been sitting on that? Like, and meanwhile, you're just breaking the law?
The incompetence, the level of incompetence, which is why we just.
I need to have.
Last night, you can keep muting my mic, but I can keep unmuting it.
Members of the trust, with respect to this, to try to resolve this problem. I just learned. I had a person try to join by WebEx, and Walter, they cannot get it. They're in the waiting room on WebEx. So Walter, I need you to tell me if we can let people in via WebEx, because incidentally, WebEx is the method by which you join this meeting according to the agenda.
Yes, we can let everybody that's in the lobby in right now. They just had not been let in because there was no sign up. That's all.
That's against the law. You broke the law. You broke the law.
Are you Walter?
I'm Jess Eddie.
Okay, I need to be having this conversation with Walter. And I need
You
to
need
hear
to
what
be
Walter
having
said.
this conversation with the people whose taxpayers pay your $600,000 plus salary from the jail trust a year. What are you talking about? The level of incompetence of this body is unfucking real. You put a literal link to a WebEx on the front of your agenda and then refuse to admit people because they didn't sign up to speak when that is the only way we have to attend this meeting virtually after you locked us out of the room without a 24-hour notice prior. Are you kidding me? And then you think
We're trying to work with the county clerk to find out what is happening.
Walter,
We can allow the people in the lobby into the WebEx meeting if you so choose.
You say you can?
Yes.
What about media?
Anyone can.
Can I just ask why we wouldn't? Commissioner Bloomer and several news media are waiting in the waiting room as well. Why would we not let them in?
I think we should let them in. Trustee Eckler, that's what I'm trying to make that happen. But we have, the chair has no control of that. I have no control of that. Only Walter has control of that.
Miss us with the bullshit, John, Trisha, and Walter, and whoever else. It is the click of a button. That's all you have to do is push a button.
We have individuals coming in.
Like it's more difficult than it is. It's not that hard to do your fucking job competently, guys. It's what you get paid for.
Okay, I'm now looking at the screen now shows that many people have been admitted, including, I see Commissioner Bloomert, I see Marty Piercy, I see Sarah Boehner, I see Sammy Turk, I see Paula Williams, I see Mike Sullivan. Pardon? See Hannah Dix. And I think there's probably more I cannot see.
You've already taken action in this meeting and had votes prior to letting these people in. You broke the law. We want you to address that. You just broke the law.
Do not be surprised if it's some legal action.
So
Ain't no surprise, it's gonna happen.
This meeting is a violation of the Oklahoma
Mr.
Constitution
Johnson,
and
we
needs
are
to be
bringing the meeting
canceled.
back. So trustee Barry, it does seem that we now have the people have been able to join in. We had absolutely no idea that there weren't access out. Now that it is.
Oh, come on.
Shit, I told you right off the bat, you're lying. You're lying. You're a liar.
So what order they gonna let people speak and now they know we're here?
Everyone involved, we would not want anything to disrupt, one, for the public, and two, for us to be able to function.
Bullshit. Your actions speak louder than your words, Tricia. You're a liar.
Please mute them. Mr. Barry?
Yes, ma'am.
So when y'all gonna let us speak since we're late? On the, beginning issues.
I need to give some legal advice. And my advice is.
When are y'all gonna let people speak on the issue that's spoken before?
The advice is that we need to go back and start the meeting from the beginning. Now that people have been admitted. Now, I want to talk through what the cover of the agenda says. It's online. And it says two things. At the bottom, it tells you how to join, which is on WebEx. That's how the public participates. So those of you there are many people on now, you're on WebEx. And so you have joined in accordance with what the agenda says. I also want to read at the top of the agenda, which says during the COVID-19 pandemic, no physical location will be provided for this meeting. The meeting will instead be live streamed from remote locations as allowed by Senate Bill 1031. Instructions on how to join the meeting can be found at the bottom of this page. So it's on the front of the agenda, it states there is no physical meeting place. And incidentally, this is how Oklahoma City Council meetings have been held for months and months and months.
That's not true. That's not true. I've been to several.
I'm still
quit
talking.
pointing to
Quit pointing
to
the law allowed this.
Quit pointing to the fine print, John Michael.
When did the agenda change? Because it's always been NBOCC meeting room 204. I advertise it every single meeting you have because it never changes.
Listen, it's impossible for me to advise people. Now, I'm telling you, those people interrupting me, you're disrupting a public meeting. Let me talk.
No, they're not.
This meeting needs to be disrupted.
There's no need. There's no need for anybody to shut up and lie about being
You're breaking the law.
That's human.
We could also turn him off.
Human beings have a right to speak out when lies are being put forth, like what you're doing, John Michael Williams.
John Michael and Tricia should be walked over to Oklahoma County Jail right now.
I'm going to give advice, and if people hear me fine.
It's public record, and everybody watching, news media included, will be legal action taken. This is illegal.
State legislature last year.
You better believe it.
Meetings without a remote meeting place.
There's going to be legal action taken. You heard him right.
November. The city of Oklahoma City.
We mean business too.
Until November. However, Senate Bill 1031 was recently passed. And so.
Oh, man, shut up, Ryan. What you talking about? Senate Bill?
There last night and you iced people out of a meeting about the public county jail.
I advise you, remote meetings are lawful. So the only difficulty with holding this meeting is because of the disruption, I assume people cannot hear what's being said. And we're advised we have no ability to turn off those people who are speaking without being recognized. So the question is, will the affairs and business of the Oklahoma County Jail come to a halt and because of this disruption? That's the question. It's in the hands of the disruptors. Now,
and we're going to continue this disruption because this shit was illegal.
But to the extent that you disrupt it, you'll make this meeting an impossibility. And the business of of the trust cannot be conducted. It's business that affects the
business
Portsmouth
of the
who are in
trust.
jail.
Conducted in the public meeting, and we could talk, so we might not have disruptions.
Be transparent with the people.
Madam Chair and Counselor, would it resolve all of the issues if we simply go back to the beginning of the agenda and start the meeting over again?
I advise that you go back to the beginning of the agenda and start the meeting over again. That's my advice to you.
Y'all better do
I
something.
recommend we do that.
Better do something.
Let's have the chair attempt that. So, and including calling the meeting to order. Let's start there.
We're calling the Oklahoma County Criminal Justice Authority meeting to order at 1:35 p.m. I would be noted for the record that we were unaware of technical difficulties that prohibited the ability for the public to view or to participate.
Quit lying on the record. You were aware.
You were on the record on YouTube saying you knew.
You're lying on the record.
You knew we were in the waiting room.
Fucking lying, Trisha.
I
You knew they were in the waiting
I
room.
held the public out of this meeting on purpose,
Nothing to
Trista.
do with I have no controls over WebEx in any way, shape, or form. I appreciate the
Bullshit.
county clerk and all their
Walter is your
efforts they do. The meeting.
Doesn't
was-
matter if your family's paid for it.
Item number 1 was request for approval of minutes. Is there a motion to approve March 15th and April 1?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you very much, Sheriff.
Citizen comments.
Cassie, do we have citizen comments for item number 1?
Yes, Jess Eddy.
Again, just like you denied on the record on comment 1, I advised you that this meeting was illegal, that the public was being prevented from accessing the meeting. Yet you just lied and said I did not and that you were unaware. So stop lying and we might stop disrupting.
Cass, any others? Otherwise, call the vote.
Trustee Couch,
Yes.
How was I just skipped over? How does that even make sense? I signed up to speak on every agenda item.
Trustee Couch,
Again, I signed
Trustee
up to speak
Calvi?
on every agenda
Yes.
item.
Trustee Johnson,
Gonna skip over
Yes.
speak in this public
Trustee Ekreku,
and call a vote. You're continually muting my microphone and
Trustee
trying to
Brown?
stifle my free speech where I have the
Didn't
right
vote.
to speak in this meeting. I
Trustee
signed up for
Lamb?
public comment. You called me at every other point there was public comment. How do I not get to speak now?
Yes.
Make it make sense.
Trustee Arnold,
Yes.
Chairwoman Everest.
I would like to hear Ms. Laws speak.
I requested to speak on the whole issue.
Adriana Laws, do you wish to speak? Adriana Laws, do you wish to speak?
Speaking right now, and I'm listening like you should be respectfully. Thank you.
Then I vote yes. Motion passes.
Chair Evers, I just want to notate that I did not vote on that last item, but I vote yes, and I also would like to hear Adriana Law's comment.
As I would. I was not able to hear her.
Chairwoman, this is MT Berry. I also did not get a chance to vote on that item, but I do vote yes.
Thank you.
I'm sure you've heard this from somebody else, but the sound on this is terrible.
We are hearing that. I am believing that we should probably, I'm not sure if the rest of this meeting can be conducted this way.
Again, I have not been allowed to speak on any issues.
Oklahoma State University professor Joey Sennett is saying you cannot restrict the public from attending in-person meeting by requiring they attend virtually. You guys that's another facet of you breaking this Open Meetings
We
Act
are
law.
really trying to find the best way to recognize this. As I continue to be able to hear and report that individuals are not able to hear us, then I do believe that we should at least recess the meeting either until the 4 o'clock time as noted for today, where we reconvene, or should we plan it for another day?
Let me ask this question. Walter, are you still there?
If y'all
Yes, I
reconvene,
am.
Well, please,
Please,
take everyone
Walter.
you did last time because you chose to meet.
Is it possible to fix this problem by 4 o'clock? If it's not, then I think the meeting should be rescheduled.
I can look at doing it, but I can't promise anything.
Well, Madam Chair, I think it's probably, whatever the will. Incidentally, I just got word. Now, I have a person monitoring this after I learned about this problem. And that person who's on WebEx says that she said, I can hear just fine.
the media cannot, no one else.
The media.
Come on, everyone's gonna hear where it's being.
Friend
It's
says
just not
on my
true.
And it's so disjumbled. Can we reschedule for next?
Yeah, this meeting can't go on. I think we need to reschedule this meeting to ensure that we have the technology we need.
Do we need to vote on it? We can vote on it.
Madam Chairman, due to the technology issues we're experiencing this afternoon, I move that we adjourn this meeting and reschedule it at a time when the technology can be properly administered.
I second that.
I would like to add the comment, that we need to still provide an in-person option for people. Maybe that would help the technical difficulties we're experiencing.
That's noted. What we really need to do is, rather than have a motion to do this, we need the chair to determine that there are technological difficulties. And as a result, the meeting will be terminated to be rescheduled. So Madam Chair, if you so do that,
Can we reschedule it now?
no.
Due to technical difficulties, I do not believe that this meeting can continue on. I do believe that the items addressed will have to be readdressed again at another time. A special meeting will be called, at which time it is not. And at this point, I call the meeting.
The meeting's terminated.
The meeting is now terminated. I thank you all for your time. I thank you all for your patience as well.
Thank you for wasting